All right, back with my friend Stephen Grettenstein from, before Miami, but also then Miami Beach and the Miami Design District, and it's just wonderful, as I said in the other feature, to hear all the good things that have happened and to see Miami grow. And to have that happen, you had to have people that have influenced you in your life, like we all have had. And if you could share, I know this is hard, if you can share just maybe 2 or 3 people that if you think have been most influential, for you.
Well, Mark, thank you. And I've thought about this, and I've come at it from a very broad level down to a very specific level, and I have four names, and it may seem a little bit gratuitous, but I hope you'll appreciate where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. Again, as being part of an age of a certain group of people, I was 14 years old in 1968. And in 1968, Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated, and so was Martin Luther King. And I am old enough to remember both of them. And I'm old enough to remember that both of them were really pressing for social justice and inclusion and the kinds of liberal ideas that I have tried to champion for the rest of my life. And I remember hearing Robert Kennedy speak on many occasions. I remember Martin Luther King, just the most incredible speaker I have ever heard in my life, but also not only because of cadence and tone, but because of his emotion, because of his moral high ground and what he was able to say and how he was able to understand the moment of where he was in history and going forward. So I would say to you again, hopefully not being too gratuitous, because those are not influences in the way that most people say influencers. But if I had to think about it, as to who would be, those would be 2 that got me at a very young age. I would say the third influencer to me was my first boss, a guy by the name of Ernie Friedman. He was also my best friend's father. He was an attorney who was also a real estate entrepreneur. And he was a brilliant man with a very strong moral center who taught me a lot about leadership and running a company. And that, when you run a company and you're the owner of a company or the leader of a company, that you're the last person that should be walking out the door and you're the last person that should be paid. That everybody else should be taken care of first. And if you take care of everybody else first, you'll get taken care of also. But that, you've got to take care of your people and take care of your vendors and your customers and your employees. And I always thank him for the strong moral base of which to go forward, and also much of the creativity that I own and owe him from looking at the real estate business. And then I'd say my last influencer is my partner, Craig Robbins. Craig is a man of this generation who understands. He is without a doubt, number one, a very bright, smart person in terms of understanding what's going on in the world, as well as what's going on in real estate and real estate development. He is also a person who is incredibly insightful in terms of understanding trends of the moment and the ability to find and follow and lead in trends. And finally, in the nicest way I can say, he's the best promoter that I've ever made. He understands how to market and promote and put together a marketing and promotion team to drive success forward. He's never settled for what the market offers. He's always been able to develop and deliver something greater than what the market initially offered by correct positioning and correct and promotion and bringing in the right combination of his own influencers and his own group of leaders and trendsetters. So those would be the four that I would come up with to say that the people who influenced me.
Notwithstanding Barbara, of course.
Well, Barbara has the most influence.
No doubt, no doubt. No, those are truly amazing leaders that you're talking about there, and I don't think you can get much more influential than those. So thanks for sharing that, and it should just remind us all that we're influencing people all the time, and it's a matter of how you want that to happen, and so good job on your part, and once again, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for having me, Mark.